Hey Virgo, this is Perrymore Tarot's daily reading for October 23rd, 2025. This is for Virgo. Last shuffle for Virgo. Let's see what's going on. So Virgo, what we have here is behind a mask. We have transformation. This is telling me that underneath it all, things are changing. That you're going through a lot of changes. Okay, there's a lot of transformation. This tells me you're in between things though. Like things are in between right now, right? But you're not alone. It's important for you to move on from something, they're saying too. Right now, you may see some problems. They want you to keep that to yourself. I don't know why. Usually, behind a mask means that you have a poker face, right? You have a poker face, and right now you may see a problem, right? And you may see a problem with other people around you. You may feel like I've been forgiving a person over and over and over again, and reconciling and going back around, up and down around the corner with the situation. But you may be so done with fighting, like that you're done. Someone, you may block someone too from this energy. It doesn't necessarily have to be, they're not giving the type of person, like the relationship kind of thing. They're just saying you're done. You gotta What's very important is to tap into your empathy here. You want to use like turquoise, the color or the stone, to help you to kind of like wake it up, because it might be going to sleep on somebody. I feel like you're done. Somebody's done with something, okay? I just have to say, but it's time to move on. I see this with a partnership. So this could be any kind of a partnership, a relationship, like a romantic one, a friendship, whatever. It tells me that something is changing with you, that you're getting to a point where you're like, it would be so much better, right, if I could just not have to deal with, I could deal with the relationship probably, but I can't. I'd rather not deal with this issue, right? You may feel lonely in this also. You may feel like you're backed into a corner sometimes, ignored. Maybe you're always defending yourself but not being heard. Some of you may feel like you're being shut out or just not heard. They want you to stop focusing your energy on some past events. I think that's what's blocking your empathy in a situation, is that I can agree, if someone is not validating, then you would lose all empathy for them, because it's like, if you can't hear me, then why in the world would I hear you, right? Because if you can't hear me, then you're going all the way left, when I could have talked to you and we could have made this, the line could have been straight. But no, it was zigzaggy like a mofo, and I don't want to deal with it. I'm not about to fix this line. I feel that you need to be assertive. It's important that when you communicate, you are extremely clear. But I already feel like you are very clear. But I feel that more than anything else, it's important for you to take the high road. The high road is one where you want to be open, you want to be empathetic to a situation or a person. Although, and the reason for that, it seems like, is that you may, a problem comes up, we barely resolve it because I'm not listened to. Then another problem comes up, and the problem is still kind of connected to the first one. And then another one comes up, and nothing ever gets resolved. And with each problem, you're losing your love and feeling, you're losing your compassion for the situation, and you're starting to feel like defensive. Now, we're not getting to the bottom of anything right now. I'm still trying to get my point across. They want you to stop focusing your energy on a past event. Like, and it's not to say let it go, but they want you to realize that your life is way too precious to waste on a certain problem. And the reason for that, I would say it's a waste, is because this other partner, whoever the other person is, feels the same way about you, and it won't get resolved. It's turned into something where we'll never really get to the bottom of the issue. and it would be almost on you to take the high road in a situation. So, like any relationship, somebody, you know how that goes. It always happens. All of us have done it. It's not just a Virgo issue, but we've all done this. We've all had an issue with a person, and if especially if it's not a healthy, conversation, and then we never resolve something, or maybe you are open to listening to the other person and they're not open to listening to you. You've taken the high road before, obviously, because that's what this says. But then the next issue comes up, and it's almost like this person is deaf. You don't remember that this is not, we should compromise on that. Maybe, okay, I heard you. Maybe it's time you hear me, type of thing. And it just continues to go on. Well, this person actually feels this way towards you, or in general in life. Maybe the reason why they want you to wake up your empathy could be that they've always felt this way, maybe not just about you, but in general in life. So they're, bogarting in the whole conversation and not listening to you because they've never been heard once, and you're the first person that listened. That's the thing. But they want you to be very assertive, right? In a situation, assertive doesn't mean aggressive, but to avoid further issues. I feel like some of you may be at the beginning phase of this kind of dynamic, and so they're wanting you to forgive it and not carry it with you to the next what the next showdown. There won't be a showdown if you let it go. And it's mostly because the energy is coming. It's like there's the energy's still there. You already know how this goes. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because there's a lightning bolt energy here. Lightning bolts typically, the energy of a lightning bolt is one where it's dark outside, and then you have a crops, maybe, as they always show, like farmland, and then a lightning bolt strikes the tree in the dark, and then you look and your crops are flooded in so many different places you just didn't know. So you got one problem that highlights a bunch of problems, underlying issues. You think you got one big problem, you know, and you realize, holy crap, Houston, we've got a problem. So there may be underlying undercurrents that will carry on if you are not able to forgive and be empathetic. You got to be the one to do it because they're telling you you've got to start the revolution in this situation, and you got to be assertive. You got to say, I go with the flow and feel my connection to the stream of life. By doing so, by saying so, this is about communicating about what's in front of you, not still arguing the same argument that has already closed out. And maybe you guys never got a chance to address something. They're like, well, let it go. This time, be more clear, be more assertive. Make sure you bring up the issue at hand in this argument. And I don't mean arguments like it's, what I mean? It doesn't have to be an argument. It could be a debate. It could be a conversation. Just, hey, let's sit down and put our heads together. So instead of bringing up, well, last time this is what you did, it's like, no, we're just going to focus on right now. Now, if you really do have a full issue, make sure it is heard. Don't let it fester. Before you walk away, I'd like to address this. That's what they're bringing up. I hope that makes sense. And I know I just went the long way to something that was right around the corner. But the transformation here with the Four Cups, it does seem like you're in the in-between stage now where you're not interested anymore in being and thinking negatively and being stuck on something anymore. You're kind of losing interest in that, which maybe at one point it was lighting the fire in you. Now you're like, I don't want to keep doing this anymore. A consciousness of lack is a strength in Six of Cups. That's really powerful, to be honest with you. This is a powerful thing because most people, they're like, oh, no, 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 I don't care. It's going to be heard. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care if we argue the next 10 years. You're still going to hear about 1995, but a consciousness of lack. But I see someone who's like, no, I don't want to do that. Okay, I just want to live, I want to go with the flow. I don't want to keep dealing with this. And I admire anyone who's in that space. I'm just going to be honest because this is hard. Okay, a consciousness of lack with strength and Six of Cups tells me that this is an awareness of what we don't have right now. This tells me, and this is a beautiful energy to have, you lack the ability to stay focused on the past. You are done with the past. And I'm going to be honest with you, most Virgos I know, they already get to the point. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, well, I mean, this must be a Virgo right now that's about to start the process of this and doesn't realize it. But Most Virgos I know my aunts don't keep it. They don't hold it on. They say everything they got to say right then and there, and then 5 minutes later, you hungry? Let's go. Meanwhile, people like me and maybe many others who are like fixed, where I'm still looking at them sideways. So you really think my forehead's big? I'm sorry. I have to laugh like that so I don't cough, y'all. I still have a little bit of cold. So uh, that was, it kills. It's funny because I don't see that happening, but I see someone here. I do see this part. Someone is not interested and they're not focused on the past. I lack the ability to stay focused on the past. Can we move on, please? So I'm going to move on because I'm feeling somebody going like, okay, I get the freaking point. Let's go. But I feel like you're not also, it almost looks like I'm not focused. I don't want to deal with things that don't work for me. If it's causing more problems than it needs to, I don't want to deal with that, which is great too. You're not a self-sabotager, and that's an amazing thing. But you may be on the path to starting the self-sabotaging journey, and I don't think that you're doing it on purpose. It looks like you still may have felt like you did not, like after you address something, you may feel like there's deeper issues that are stemming from it. Um, like how the saying goes, right? If you steal from me, you kill. You know what I mean? If you do that, if you do this, then that means you'll do that. And if that happens, then that means you'll do this too. And so that may be about to start or kick off in you. And they're like, don't do it, Virgo. So the honoring path is the Nine of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. Now the honoring path is to realize that you're not alone in something. I think that someone else, it's not like it's your fault or it's their fault. It feels like it's a two-way street. And I say this because all of this is speaking about the seventh house in Uranus placements. So this could be work related, where this could be someone at work that this is about to kick off with, where from here on out we're all going to resent each other, and it starts from something that is unresolved. But I feel that if you are assertive and you just let go something else, let go of whatever it was, what, was past tense, and focus on the situation at hand and make sure that you address everything right then and there. That this can go smoothly because they're showing you having limitless potential. I'm seeing 0000, limitless potential here. It serves as a timely reminder typically that what's for you is for you. It never passes you by. It can be accomplished. If you could dream it, it can happen. If you build it, they will come, kind of thing. And they want you to try to remain as calm as possible. What's meant for you really won't pass you by. They want you to let go of any tension, forgive things, walk away if necessary, be the bigger person. You will be honored in this energy. Okay. I see changes. I see new beginnings. This is not going to keep moving. This isn't going to keep happening. The situation will not stay the way it is. They want you to move on. They keep saying flow with the river, see where it takes you. Can just go with it, just go with things. And to wake up your empathy, awaken your empathy, use turquoise because and when, with that being said, it's about speaking your truth. But speak your truth from a an empathetic space, a more sympathetic space, a more compassionate space, right? Because you could very well speak your truth on mm, you know that you could do that, right? But they want you to be very sympathetic or empathetic to others as you do. Okay, so that's it. It looks like, yeah, I hope this makes sense because, whew, right? But you could be dealing with a Leo. It's funny. A Leo or a Cancer. So you could be dealing with a Gemini Cancer cusp. You could be a Leo Virgo cusp or dealing with a Cancer Leo cusp. If you're not dealing with those signs, which you don't have to be, those signs could also be in your chart. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.